Hey guys, I want to let you know this is Roman's first ever interview about Makarov online. He hasn't done one. He decided to join the show. I've wanted him for years. We made it happen. It was an honor to have him on the show to talk about this iconic villain, Makarov, from the original Modern Warfare 2 and 3. And we had so much fun. It does get dark at times, but we had a lot of fun in this chat. And he's agreed to even come back. If you guys want, come back and play through Modern Warfare 2 and 3, no Russian, some of these missions with me, react live to some of these missions, these iconic missions. So let me know if that's something you want to see. I'm sure it probably is. I'm pitching myself, interviewing both Makarovs, new and old, within the same week. Kind of crazy. But if you have enjoyed these interviews, guys, please, if you can, I'm doing a charity campaign right now for Game on Cancer. If you could just even donate $1, they're fully transparent with the way they spend their funds. And you can check out the Cure Cancer website to see where they're spending the funds and the annual reports and everything, because I know people want to know where their money's going. And this is a great cause, let me tell you. Incredible team. So even if you can spare $1, link will be in the description and the pinned comment. But guys, enjoy this first ever interview with Makarov. Well, look who we have here, everybody. Makarov himself. Roman, it is a pleasure and honor. How are you, mate? Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Dan. It's a great pleasure to be on your show, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.
The pleasure's all mine, mate. How have you been? How's the family?
The family's phenomenal. I have two kids, an older boy and a younger girl, 15, 13. I have teenagers, actually. She just turned 13. So I got teens. And no boyfriends or girlfriends right now, just sports, water polo and soccer. Those are the two main thing. And then musical instruments, of course. Keeping them busy, staying out of trouble.
Were you in Montana camping or something recently with the fam?
We were not camping, we were skiing over there.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely Big Sky, Montana. Love it. It was a treat. It was a good experience.
I feel like you guys are very adventurous because you're off to Lake Arrowhead one month, then you're off to the skiing, and then you're very
No,
active.
we've been doing road trips since basically kids came into our lives, and we just get in the car and drive off and bond, and so we're definitely very fortunate in terms of we get along well.
Yeah.
We have a good relationship with the whole family. Everyone seems to be in connection. Of course, there's teenagers, or even siblings, they get into
Bit of
little
fighting.
quarrels, but
Yeah.
that would be weird if they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're based in LA?
I am based smack in the middle of Los Angeles. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you just love the warm weather. Yeah.
I just got spoiled by the warm weather. I definitely originally I grew up in New York City, Manhattan, but yeah, well, born in Kazakhstan, moved to Moscow, then New York City. But New York City, what made me where I was, where I am. Yeah, my first English words were Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I've heard this one. Yeah.
And it was rough and tough in the 80s. I was a commie boy. Rocky just came out, so I was definitely a scrawny little Russian commie boy, and I hated America.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was hard. It was tough. Yeah, when I was coming over here, I thought I was gonna get a pistol and have a shootout in Manhattan.
Damn.
Because that was the image you were portrayed in Soviet Union at that time.
Yeah.
Is that it's all gangs and very black and white, and you can purchase a gun and have to protect yourself.
So you said it made you Manhattan. How did it make you? Was it just is it just because you didn't know English at the time, did you?
Oh, I did not speak a word of English. I'm really.
Damn.
I remember in PS 187, they taught me how to say, "Hi, my name is Roman." I was so happy. I ran home. I buzzed the doorknob and like, Mom, my name is Roman. No, it was rough. It was rough. You know, we immigration definitely plays a toll on people. So it was because growing up in Russia, I was kind of a spoiled kid. Not a spoiled kid, but meaning I had everything. It was just my mom and I, and she was a doctor. Not the doctors got better pay, but they were well connected because they help people out, and therefore people want to repay them in return. So I had a very beautiful childhood growing up in Moscow. We lived both in the city and in the country, so I gorgeous memories of me growing up. And then when I came to the United States, Manhattan in particular, it was definitely I got along with everybody in Soviet Union and Russia at that time. And then here I'm throwing just melting spot. I did great in my math. So they put me a grade above where I was supposed to be. And they just kept on picking on me. I'm like, why? And I did not understand. So I got into fights, but you know, it toughened me up, that's for sure.
I was going to say, do you develop thick skin from those times?
Oh yeah, no, definitely it was good. And then by blessed, my mom basically she went to a private school and said, "Hey, can you take my kid in?" It's a Waldorf school that she read about when she was in Russia. He's a German philosopher, and they took me in full scholarship, and that pretty much saved me, or kind of gave me a window of opportunities to move forward.
And I'm guessing that's where the acting came into play.
That's correct. That's where I was introduced to theater, and I bonded. My first play was a nativity play. I didn't hardly understood what I was saying, but I memorized my lines. I played the old shepherd, and after that, I did a Shakespeare play. So yeah, it was.
How well do you know English at this point?
I still barely, because in PS 187, I didn't. They just would put me in front of a computer and say, just press buttons, and gave me math problems. So the Waldorf school started pushing the language on me, and I would just memorize the lines and just kind of get the gist of it. And once the rush right before to get on stage, and then once you're there, you got the audience participation, and just you fall into that spontaneous character mode where you just deliver, and all of a sudden you get this feedback, this energy from the audience, and I just fell in love with that rush. And that's pretty much what I said, this is what I want to do, this is how I pursue. And also when you do plays, you form families with cast members. So it definitely I missed that growing up. So when I was able to find it in theater, I definitely was drawn to it, and kind of that became my passion. And then
How old were you then when you knew this was it?
14 is when I was strongly pursuing it, and at 17, that's when I said, that's what I'm gonna pursue. That's my career. So from
Wow, that's
17
young.
on, I started doing that, and I was taking acting classes. In return, I remember I had an acting coach, and he in return for the classes, because I couldn't pay for the classes, he would ask me to translate Stanislavski techniques. It's a book, a Russian coach, and I would translate the book for him in exchange for classes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
And
awesome.
did you enjoy that?
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I studied Stanislavski and Voloslavsky techniques, basically. Sense memories, um, where you go into different trances and recoup your memories from deep down beneath you.
So would you, if you worked on a project this year, would you still use techniques from that book?
No.
No, you wouldn't.
No, because it's it was a tool for me to tune my instrument. So I look at my body as an instrument. So once you are in tuned with all of those techniques, it gets very complicated because you need to go back into the sense memory. What did that make me feel? How did that you recreate your childhood room, for example, and how did that make you feel? So being on stage, I feel like you can use that better.
Mm.
Whereas in film, you have to be on the dot right there. You have to deliver. So there, in that regard, once your body's tuned well enough, you just you believe in what you say. That's basically the key to true acting. You're not acting. You just go with the script and with the lines that you have in front of you.
I do hear people say, the key to acting is to look like you're not acting. you know, so that kind of
That's definitely, I would definitely, yeah. When you over performance is, people don't believe you then.
yeah,
It's I think that's pretty much. I mean, some people can get away with it because they're just naturally performers, so
yeah.
therefore it's just a comedy is kind of a natural performance because you just spitting things out, and in terms of how can I make you laugh, but there's an art to everything. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. I'm wondering, what was that first role in TV or film, or what was that first role that you got after the theater stuff?
The first role spoiled me. It was Deadly Voyage, a film that I booked here in Los Angeles, and we went to Ghana, Africa.
Wow.
And it was based on a true story about 9 Ghanaian stowaways who get on a cargo ship in Ghana thinking that they're going to New York City. And then halfway through the voyage, they're discovered by Russian crew members who brutally murder them and throw them overboard. Which they don't specify very clearly, but one of the reasons why, well, the main reason why is because they're charged $45,000 per stowaway if were caught with the stowaways. So that basically whatever money they would make would be out the window. So that was their reasoning, also being Russian. The racial aspect comes in. It's like, hey, nobody wants um, black people coming in. Let's just do everyone a favor and throw them overboard. And one manages to escape when the ship ports in France and come down the chain length and was caught by authorities. And that's how basically the story came about. A very depressing story, truly
Mm.
depressing. The film is called Deadly Voyage. It was HBO and BBC Productions. Um, it didn't do well just because I guess
So it's a big subject, yeah.
it's just yeah it was I thought it was going to do great because it brought up a lot of issues, but I think in society people don't want to talk about certain things, and it was um, never made it big. And but I got spoiled after that. It was because we shot in Ghana, and then in Pinewood in London,
Oh, yeah.
England. Yeah, so it was a great experience.
Do you think that would do better these days?
You know, real stories are just hard to digest, I guess,
Mm.
and nobody wants to face the truth. That would be my
Yeah.
so. I don't know. I I mean, I thought it was a great film because it brought up so many um, important facts of life, how we view
Mm.
things and how everyone views each other. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a tough subject because I mean
Oh, yeah, definitely.
there's no quick solution to it.
No. The what are some of your favorite films growing up and over the years? I'm curious.
When I was growing up in Russia, my favorite films were war movies. It
Really?
was I would just stay up. and watch war movies. Because probably that's one of the only things that were on TV. But here, I love movies, period. Film, anything. They're bad, good. It's entertainment. Good films are just you get captured in them, and bad films are you learn what not to do.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Do you have anyone that you looked up to over the years as like a, someone that you not aspired to be, but
Relate? No,
yeah.
I never had enough. Actually, the only idol I did have was Napoleon.
Really? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I read about him when I was in Russia, and then I read about him here in the United States, and he was just an achiever who just yes, and I'm sure there was a lot of dirt on him, but I think in order to succeed in life, you kind of have to step over boundaries and do things that are not kosher. I mean, that's kind of my theory of
Yeah, no, definitely. So when did Call of Duty come into the mix, mate? I mean, and did you know how big this role was going to be?
absolutely not. This was
Yeah,
actually I have a funny story to tell you. So
please.
I auditioned and I forget about it, and then next thing I know, I get a call from one of the producers of Call of Duty, and they say, "Listen, Roman, we just talked to your manager, and he cursed us out and hung up on us." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Well, yeah, because you're SAG, but you're also AFTRA eligible, but you're not part of AFTRA." At that time, SAG and AFTRA were separate.
Right.
And and I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, do you mind just joining the AFTRA so that way we can hire you?"
Oh,
Because
that's brilliant.
my manager basically said, "Well, you should have did the research yourself. Pay if you wanted to act, then you pay for yourself." So they actually we worked out. They paid for half of it, and I paid for the other half. So
Oh, nice.
that's
That's
how
pretty good. Well, they must have loved you. I tell you what.
I, I, yes, I believe so. And then the second time around, my daughter was born,
Wow.
and I was just so stressed out of how do I support this family now, and I ended up getting meningitis. I have no idea. I mean, I have a slight idea how I got it, but I ended up going to a hospital, and I was in a hospital, and
Jeez.
I was just like, how am I going to take care of myself? How am I going to take care of my family? And then, sure enough, I get out of the hospital, and they call me in to do, I think it was Modern Warfare 3. And I
Wow.
was like, wow. And I was so skinny. And I just came in the booth and I did Modern Warfare 3. And yeah, it was definitely a treat. I was blessed. I definitely feel blessed throughout my whole life.
Wow. So do you remember the audition you put forth? They obviously loved you from the word go. Do you remember
No,
what you did?
no. No, these things are usually you audition and you put out of your misery because
You don't not gonna get it. You think
because
that's it. Yeah.
yeah, I've in the past when I was younger, I would audition, I would stress over it and I would lose sleep over it, but you can't. You can't function that way. So it's just you do your best you can and you move on and move forward. You get a call, fantastic. You don't, you just you it's behind you.
So in the back of your mind, you've done Modern Warfare 2 and you know you're coming back, right? Do they tell you you're probably going to come back for the third game, or you didn't
Oh
know?
no, 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 no,
No.
no, no, no. Everything is kept top secret. The scripts that I perform are given to me on the spot once I'm there. So I don't even need I don't even see them before I get to the recording studios. So it's definitely very hush hush.
Yeah. Is that hard? Not being able to memorize and
It is for
you know,
me, yes.
yeah.
Definitely for me is because I like to prepare. I like to read it over, but you make it work. It's because they don't want
Yeah, I understand.
or
Yeah.
public or escaping from, so they just definitely just hand it to you right there on the spot. They give you no what they give you time, whatever time you need to do to prep for it, and then just go for it.
So
So
you realize you're one of the most iconic gaming figures of all time, right? I mean,
it,
do you know that? Or do I have to
um
tell you? Yeah.
I guess it's hard to believe. Let's put it that way.
I'm telling you right now, I don't know a single person that's a gamer that doesn't know the words remember, no Russian.
No, it's chilling because the character is so freaking evil and just, well, not evil. I can't say he's evil. He has a passion. He has a determination of getting what he needs to do. So I mean, the society, the world looks at him as evil, but I think from his perspective, it's not due to evil. It's due for a cause.
Is that how you get into him? So you look at it as he's trying to get his object, for
When I'm
his
given the
cause.
lines, honestly, when I'm given the lines, I deliver them from the darkness of myself.
Really?
Uh, I mean, in deep down inside, I'm a very dark human being, and so that's easily for me to tap into when I'm performing. Up front in society, I'm definitely the most jolly, life-loving.
Yeah, I know. That's the contrast I'm trying to get my head around. How do you're the nicest guy, and then all of a sudden this complete, evil man just comes out of you.
Yeah, and that's within me. Um, it just I definitely view the world from a dark point of view,
Really?
mentally, yes, deep down inside.
And do you try to block that out in your normal day life, or is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't block it out. It's just I don't expose it.
Mm,
It's not. I mean, no, it's me. Uh,
yeah.
there's it's something that I've lived with all my life. I don't think I belong here, so and but I need to function. I have beautiful life. I mean, I'm very grateful for everything I have.
If you don't mind me asking, when you say you don't belong here, do you mean what do you mean by that?
I don't know, since as a kid, I never felt like I belong here.
In America or just
No,
in
in the
general?
world in
In the
general.
world,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Well, you definitely do, man. You definitely do. We need you. We need you in this world, man, brightening the day of everyone. Hey, everyone, we need to follow Roman on Instagram because he's got some hilarious videos over there. Um,
Oh, thank you.
I'll leave
Yeah,
a
I
link
need
in the
to. I
description.
need to get on that. That's another thing I'm not very good at is
Hosting.
promoting myself. Yes.
Yeah. I find it funny, you're jumping into Lake, I think it was Lake Arrowhead, and the top comment is something about Captain Price. It's just you can't. This role will never leave you, Roman. No matter no matter what you
Grateful.
do.
I'm truly am grateful.
Yeah.
It definitely has given me a lot of opportunities to just it's warming when you do a play, a performance, and a parent comes up to you and he's like, "Oh my God, my son plays your video game. So and so. Is there any way you can say hi?" And so,
Yeah.
yeah, no, definitely, it's an ego boost. That's for sure.
So did you ever play the games or anything like that? I'm guessing you're not a gamer at all,
I
right?
am not a gamer.
No.
No. I like to watch them. I like
Hmm.
to watch other people play games just for the plot line.
Yep.
Um, I remember the first time I was introduced to video games, it would be through my friend. It was Grand Theft Auto, and
Yeah.
we would just stay up all night and he would play, and I would just say, "Go there, do this, do this." But
Yeah.
I've never been good with the remote control. It's just something I never got into. But I
And
like to watch it for the storyline.
so you've obviously seen your work as Makarov, right? You've watched it back?
Yes, no, I've seen it. I'm critical of it. So,
Really? Are
oh yeah,
you?
yeah.
What do you say? Oh, I should have delivered it this way, or
No, I just don't like myself.
what? What do you mean?
I
Oh,
just,
you were phenomenal, mate. I can't fault it. That's
yeah, I
hilarious.
no, maybe that's the benefit of having directors is to you just deliver and you walk away from it. Whereas if I was to direct it and produce it and do it myself, I probably yeah, it's because you see yourself from a different lens as everybody
Mm.
else sees you.
Are you still critical even when you're in a feature film or a TV show? Is it the same critical outlook?
Not as much, not as
Okay.
much, because there I'm playing me, meaning I'm playing a character, whereas here it's the voice, and then they add on a character over that voice. So
Hmm.
in that regard, um, I feel like I don't feel like that persona would match that character.
Right. So did you know what Makarov looked like when you were
No,
doing him? No.
no.
Wow. And so the first time you saw him, the game was released or the trailer or something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was pleasantly surprised because I do have similar features, so we both have similar features, which was good. But yeah, no, again, it's unique that this became such a hit sensation, that the character became such a hit sensation because of the producers and directors of the video game. They saw something and they created it, and I'm actually very grateful for that because they're the ones that did most of the work. I just was having fun delivering lines.
Yeah, well, yeah, shout out to the developers. You're right. They do a lot of work behind the scenes to get everything up to scratch. It can't be easy making a game. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, and it was during that time when it just started, they were the first innovators of the graphics and of the visual effects and all that stuff because it was just breakthrough kind of. That's why I think it became so popular is because it was just so
Yeah.
visually involved, so real.
So the voice, it's similar to your normal voice, but there is there's a different tone to it. When you do his voice, was that something that just came out naturally, or
It's the dark nature.
yeah? So as soon as you just tap into that dark nature, that voice came out, and that was it. You were off to the races.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. And is that voice something you can still tap into now?
Oh, absolutely.
Really? Okay. Well, I might have to hear it, Roman.
You gotta give me a script. Yuri, my friend, you never should have come here. Yuri, wake up. Sakayev wouldn't want you to miss this. This deal will generate millions for our cause. Tell me, Price, how long did it take him to die?
My goodness me. The aura, the energy changed when you delivered that. I don't know. Do you feel that? Or is
Oh
it
yeah,
just me?
no, it's me.
Yeah,
I
wow.
feel it. No, it's um, yeah. I guess it's the darkness within me.
How do you so when you tap into something like that, how do you come out of it and go back to normal life? Do you need a little bit to readjust, or is it something, you know what I mean?
No, there's a lot of times you need a moment. You
Mm.
need of it makes me want to cry. Let's put it that way.
Oh, well, do we need a minute? Do you want to
No, I'm good.
you're right?
I'm good. Oh yeah.
So going back to Modern Warfare 2, I want to know with the no Russian mission, There was a lot of backlash at the time. I want to know, did they give you any context on it? Did you, because there was like news was covering this, a big
Yeah, they
publication.
forbid it in Russia, I believe. Yeah, I think it was forbidden.
Yeah, right. And so did you know that going in, or were you the
No, of course not. Again,
yeah,
they call me in, I do my work, and I leave. That's it.
yeah. So what was your reaction to that? Did you
I strongly do believe that video games screw up your head. I mean, just when I was playing with my buddy, um, the car game. I
Grand Theft
mean,
Auto? Yeah.
yeah, I would at the end the next morning you come up and it's just I don't know, you get so used to it, boom, boom, or kicking somebody or smashing things. You get into that role, you get into that vibe. I definitely feel games brainwash you. I mean, my son plays them. I pick on him all the time. Like, dude, get off. You're being brainwashed.
Does he know about your roles
Oh
over the
yeah, yeah.
years?
No, I'm a big hit in the school.
I was
Uh,
gonna say, yeah, you're the cool dad, hey?
yeah, definitely. But he kind of he brushes it off just because it gets overwhelming sometimes. Like, yo, come on,
Yeah,
it's me.
yeah.
My dad is my dad. So, my dad, actually, both of my kids do voiceovers as well for
They
cartoons,
do.
yeah, and commercials. Mhm.
Wow.
They got the easy path. I mean, because when I used to audition, I would bring Dante into the studios because no babysitter at that time. You grab him, he's in his car seat. I would drop him off, go in the booth. Sometimes, I think one time it was an audition. I actually had him in the booth with me while I was auditioning for because
Oh my goodness.
I didn't have anybody to leave, no fellow actors that I knew in the foyer. So, they both grew up in this realm of acting, and then one day my son did a commercial. No, he did a. He was 5, and
He was 5.
he booked a cartoon.
Damn.
He
I don't
booked a
remember anything from when I was 5.
he did a great job. It was amazing. He was
Wow.
well, I mean, he did a great job.
What a
And
legend.
and then I came in with him to do an audition to my agency, and I was like, "Listen, he just did a cartoon." And like, really? Oh, let's sign him up. And from that point on, and then my
Wow.
daughter followed after that.
So is that something they want to do in the future?
Mm, no, absolutely not.
So
I've
what changed?
No, it's not that. I'm just given. This is the way I look at it. They're given an opportunity. It's a
Mm,
door that's open. So, like, my daughter right now has 3 voiceover auditions. So I just say you are given this basically golden opportunity, and just do it because it builds for starters, it builds their character. It also, once they book it, it builds their future growth of investments. They have a college fund that they investment. They have, so it's building their future. Do I want them to be actors? No, and I don't think they want to be actors either, but they enjoy doing it.
how do you look at the business these days?
No, I love acting is definitely my passion.
Yeah.
It's something that I miss terribly, and I will pursue for as long as I live. Of the business aspect of it, it's hard. It's a hard business to survive. If you have a family, you need to support them. And from a perspective of from actor's perspective, if I knew that I'm not always going to be working, I probably wouldn't have had a family.
Wow.
But because once I bring something to this world, I need to take care of and cherish it. Taking different approaches to bring other income. I guess that would be, oh, ugly word of advice is, yeah, just to if you want to pursue your dreams, acting dream, um, plan on not being.
Yeah, plan ahead a little bit. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Well, you're right. When you have two kids, you have to put them first, don't you? You have to put
Oh,
them first over yourself. And
oh yeah, no,
yeah,
it's based, and I'm grateful that I did and I do,
yeah,
because I have amazing kids and I know they have a bright future ahead of them. So whatever comes their way, I know they will succeed. Whatever they have,
yeah.
with their hands on, and um, they're good to go. In that regard, and I'm grateful for that, and that's why I want to kind of stabilize my finances in regards to, so that way I can just go back into acting and not worry about, oh, am I gonna get this? Oh, is this? I actually want to start writing my own stuff.
Oh,
I
wow. Yeah.
I have, because that's really a way to succeed, is do your own stuff, do your
That's
own
awesome, man. So yeah, you want to pursue the what you're doing now and get to a point where you can then go freely back into
financially
passion.
independent,
Yeah.
and then that way I don't worry about anything. Just do my own stuff. My passion was always theater. I love theater, but theater takes a lot of time, and
Is that something you're willing to commit to in the
absolutely,
future?
absolutely,
Yeah.
I would go back to theater at a heartbeat. But there's just no money in it. There's no money in it, and and it takes a lot of time. Rehearsals, there's something magical of being on stage and falling into the character, and just performing. I mean, I still pursue it. We just did a show in Pennsylvania
Oh,
with
nice.
yeah, we do a traveling show that we travel all around the country, that teaches people about themselves and people around them. It's called True Colors, and it's a fun show that you interact with the audience interacts with you. So that's my.
Who do you play in that? What's the role?
Oh, I play an oddball.
An oddball, yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's based on 4 personality types. Now we have all of these personalities within us, except some are more dominant than others. You have green, philosopher, thinker, likes to be left alone, an oddball, problem solver. And then you have gold, responsible, patriotic, follows rules, always on time. A little
What,
bit
so you play
Jane.
all four?
No,
Oh,
so we
you
have
play
a
one
cast
of
of
the four.
four. So I
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I play the oddball, so that way people can identify with you immediately
yeah.
and understand, based on the exaggerated version of that personality, who they are. And then instead
Yeah.
of looking at it from a negative perspective, they start looking at the character or the people around them and themselves from a positive perspective. Like my
Oh, that
wife is
sounds
very
great.
orange, she's spontaneous, multitasker, in your face, happy go lucky type of a person, which a lot of people get like, oh, get away, it's too much. And but once you understand each other's personality, you work on the strengths. So I know my life will never be boring because I'm married to
That's awesome. That's
Letitia.
awesome.
Yeah. And then you have a blue who is passionate, romantic, people person. So, and then again, we have all of these personalities within us, except some are more dominant than others. So, a great example, when I first started doing the show, I felt equally balanced within all personality types. You do kind of a of assessment of your personalities by reading adjectives and scoring them by a scoring card, and I scored fairly equal on all personality types. Once I
Wow.
married, my wife knocked the orange out of me and knocked the blue out of me. So I'm predominantly green, gold. I pay the bills and I solve problems. So that's
Really? Isn't that interesting? Wow. So when I know you don't do stand up anymore, but geez, you were funny in some of those clips I
I
saw, mate.
appreciate it.
That
No,
was
no,
hilarious.
it's I
It's a
yeah.
tough gig, I know, but
No, it's not. I
no?
loved it. Oh no, it's phenomenal. Again, yeah, it's everything in the arts is I love it. I feel
It's
very
just a money thing. Yeah.
it's survival.
Yeah.
It's strictly survival. It's just yeah, it's yeah. If I'm given that opportunity, I'll jump on it immediately.
So you'd still do it. You'd be ready to go. You could write your own material now and you'd be,
Absolutely. No, I still have little notes and clips laying around somewhere. My goal is actually I want to write a song because I used to be in a
oh,
hardcore band.
oh,
I can't
wow.
sing. Yeah.
Wow. A hardcore what, metal, or what are we talking here?
No, we just get together and just make up lyrics and just jam.
Oh, nice.
And it was so much fun. It was,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I miss all that creative outlook on things, but I got there's time for everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say could get the band back together, hey? What's your, are you singer, guitar, drums? Where are you
Oh no, no,
positioned?
no! I can't sing and I can't play an instrument, but I sure as hell scream.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe you can pick one up, pick a instrument up over the next few years, and who knows?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I love the bass. That's my favorite.
The
The bass.
bass.
Yeah.
So going back to comedy, where you said it's not difficult for you, but most people I talk to, I mean, they're petrified of getting up there and doing that.
But that's part
Why?
of theater.
So you just see it as another outlet.
It's a performance, yeah. No, that's why I mean majority of comedians that I've watched, they fall into that character of entertainment. It's entertaining. It's making people laugh or cry, whatever it is. It's that I'm definitely not good on comedy on the spot. So if somebody was to call me out on something, I would not be good at
Improvisation, yeah.
it. Improvisation. I'm not good at. Just I mean, obviously I can be. It all comes to practice. So the more you do, the better you become.
Hmm.
So yeah, that would be my thought process in stand-up comedy. But after watching a whole bunch of comedians, it's scripted majority of it, and the people who can pick up on things quickly, I definitely admire them. I never thought of myself as a funny person. That's why I wanted to do it.
Oh, I do. I think you're hilarious, man. I've only seen 5 or 10 minutes, but I'd watch a whole special. I'd watch a whole hour.
Oh,
Um,
okay. You're, you're
it
very
was
kind.
was that on your? I feel like it was on your YouTube. I feel like you upload.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so it was it's not again it's a course that you take and you work with a group of comedians or who want to do stand up, and you perform in front of them and you work things kinks and you work things out on your materials, and then you go up and perform it. No, it's good. I like it a lot. Honestly, I prefer plays or film. Film is where the money is.
Have you had a chance to see the new Makarov?
I did. Actually, I did it after you called me in. He
And
looks good. I mean,
what is that like though when you do a character for so long and then and someone takes it over? I mean, that's what was that like for you seeing someone else portray that character? Is it?
oh, he's not my character though. He's
It's a
himself.
different. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a different. It's not me. They would have been
Right.
he has his own approach to it. He has his own take on it. So it's his creation. It would have been odd if he was trying to mimic me.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get it. So you look at it as it's just a completely different character kind of
Oh yeah,
thing. Yeah.
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 No, but it is. I mean, look wise, sound wise, it's a different, and maybe that's why they. I mean, because in theory they killed me off, so it would have been odd if they brought me back from a different perspective. From like, wait, I thought I killed you. So,
But you did. I saw you credited for Modern Warfare 2019. What did you do for
yes,
that game?
that was for. It was I was the back. I was the guy who, if you establish a certain level, you get to choose who you want to be as a narrator, and I would be the narrator.
Oh, okay. Right.
So yeah, that's how.
So you were doing sort of narrating voice sort of thing.
Yeah, just like, yeah, good job.
Good job. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, okay. Because I know,
And
I
it was, I
swear,
think it was supposed to be for. I'm sorry to interrupt. It was for mobile app. It was supposed to be for your phone.
yeah, because I swear I heard your voice in the mobile app, Makarov.
Hmm.
You doing Makarov for the mobile app.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that happened as well.
So
Yeah.
that was the basic. I think that was kind of an excuse to bring me back, because it was,
Yeah.
I'm dead, but I
They
could
just
be.
wanted you back.
I could risen from the dead by just being the background voice.
Okay, I had a couple more questions before I let you go from the fans, if that's all right, Roman.
No,
Um,
absolutely. I'm
they wanted
enjoying
to.
this. Thank you so much.
No, thank you very much, man. They wanted to know what your favorite food is and what Makarov's favorite food is. I don't, I don't know why, but yeah, you answer that however you want.
All right. I'd say definitely my favorite food is sushi.
Sushi.
Oh my God, I can't get enough of it. And I'd say
Nice.
Makarov, Vladimir Makarov, I'd say kebab.
Ah,
Lamb
nice.
kebab.
Yep, I like that. And then
Slick delicious.
another one on this your favorite music or band, and Makarov's favorite music or band.
You know what? I'm gonna go both ways. Suicidal tendencies.
Like it. I like it. Just wanted to say you're an incredible voice actor and actor, Roman. All the best.
Thank you. Cheers.
What do you like most about doing voiceover work, Roman?
Uh, Honestly, I would choose to do motion cap with voiceover work, because that actually feels like theater.
Mm. I was going to say, have you done mocap? Did you ever
I
do any?
have. I have.
Yeah, for Metro?
I don't remember. It was in the beginning. It was a while ago.
Okay.
Possibly. No, for
No?
Metro, because the Metro is more recent. No, I did voiceover. It was for the previous video games that I did, and I
Okay,
loved
let me have a look.
it. It was a lot of fun, because it was just, yeah, it was super intense.
Was it SOCOM?
I think so. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So
that's a
that
great
would be my
series.
answer for that. Just
They need to bring that series back and bring you back for it. SOCOM.
yeah, I was actually, my wish at one point is they would make films out of Modern Warfare. Actually,
I know. Why hasn't that happened? They could, that you would be
money. It all
amazing.
comes down. I mean, that's a huge risk you're taking right there. Whereas with the video games, you get hooked, and that's it. Whereas a film, you spend tons of money, you stress out, you there's whereas here it's boom, it's done. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Call of Duty is one of the biggest games of all time. So you'd think, with that strong of an IP, that they would do one. And I think you'd be perfect in it. Oh, man. Now I really want to see that happen. Damn it.
Let's put it out there. Hey, you never know.
So it was never discussed or anything.
No.
What about a Call of Duty theater show? Do you think that could work?
Very limited audience. Let's put it that way.
Oh, Why did you do stand-up, Roman? It seems like an interesting avenue to take.
Because I've never done it. It was something that I didn't think I can do, or no, I never say can't. It was something that I've never done, and I wanted to experience and see if I can pull it off. And I enjoyed it. So it's another, again, it's an artistic. I actually love stand-up comedy because you get to express your feelings of the world through your eye. And so in the comedic way, which is great.
In terms of the actual craft, would you have any advice? As in,
Yeah,
becoming a character? Yeah.
Learn. The more you learn, go to classes, study different techniques. Just don't rely on, oh, I can cry on the spot. No, there's a lot more. There's a lot more involved. There's so many different acting techniques, and the more you know, the better off you are, because every situation requires a different approach to things. And the more you have under your belt, the more things you can pull out at a moment's notice and perform.
If they asked, would you reprise the role again as Makarov?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They just got to ask. And you're there. Roman, could you please, if it's not too much to ask, could you please say, remember no Russian? It's my favorite line of all time.
Remember, no Russian.
Thank this man. Follow him on Instagram, guys, please. Let's get his numbers tripled, quadrupled. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? What's with all these pizza questions today?
You know what? Ironically, this is the funniest thing. I thought it was California Pizza Kitchen. They said pineapple on pizza, and coming in from Russia, you just don't mix sugar with. It just at that time didn't make any sense. Sure.
You're not convincing me, Roman.
It depends on the mood. I think that's what it comes down to. Every food has its timing. If I was to be, how about this? If I was to be in Tahiti and they offered me a pineapple on pizza, I'd say absolutely. Now, if I'm in the freezing cold Siberia, Russia, and they offer me I'd say no, I'll pass.
Hey, that's the best answer I've heard. So thank you for that. Roman, it's a pleasure to have you on today, mate. Thank you for giving up some of your time. I know you don't do a lot of these. Is there anything you wanted to say to the fans from over the years? This is now, what, 12, 13 years since you've since the first one?
Yeah.
Did the first one?
I do actually want to say something to fans. I apologize for not responding to any of the tweets, and just something that I'm not good at and something I don't do. But I appreciate all of the comments, negative, positive, whatever they may be, because it makes me feel alive. So thank you.
Thank you, man. And thank you for the great work you've done over the years and providing lots and lots of entertainment for thousands and millions of people around the world.
Thank you, world. Stay strong.
And before I let you go, mate, one more time, can Makarov say something to Dan to round this out?
Absolutely.
Anything you want.
Live life to the fullest.